Hello my lovelies, welcome to your Psychic Sun Oracle messages for March for all of the air signs, so that is Aquarius, Gemini and Libra. I'm going to be doing a sand oracle for you, which is a mini Zen garden, so it's a box with some sand in it, and we'll be doing some doodling, psychic doodling, so I'll just allow my hand to be guided. And then once we see what shows up in the sand and messages want to come through, I will be adding some other things to that. So we'll have some pebbles from the beach, some shells from the beach, and also I have a tray with some little objects on, and we'll choose a few of those. So here we go. So here we have the little Zen garden, and this is my mini rake. So I can use it in 3 ways. So with the prongs, with the smooth bit, and also with the handle. So I'll just tune in, allow my hand to be guided, and we'll see what shows up for the lovely air signs for March. So I do get the sense, as I was meditating beforehand, that a lot of you are coming out of a very dry, arid period in your lives, because I saw a desert and then a beautiful oasis. And it was a blessed relief for a lot of you. And there was a huge, beautiful, huge pool of water, more like a lake, and beautiful palm trees and somewhere to sit under the shade and refresh yourselves. And then I was told there's an artesian well. So not only could you get water from the lake, but there was really fresh, beautiful fresh water in the artesian well, which meant that you had to drop a bucket down deep into the earth, let it fill up with water, and then draw it back up again. So this says to me that there's a lot of thirst needing to be quenched. So it's a very deep level you need to go to quench your thirst. And this is like a thirst for life, a thirst for knowledge. And because the artesian well is so deep, it feels like you have been in this, as I say, dry, arid place for a very long time. You've asked questions, not got the answers yet. And so by going much deeper into the earth, into the water courses, through the water table, you will be able to bring up to the surface all that knowledge, all that wisdom that seems to have been hidden from you for quite a while. And what I was also shown at this oasis were a lot of buildings, sort of wattle and daub buildings. Some were stone, and they were cool inside. And there was one building you were particularly drawn to, and this oasis seemed to be in the middle of nowhere. And there's a big surprise as you go into this building, because there's someone there that you know. And you meet them, you say, "What on earth are you doing here? Goodness me, what a strange place to meet you." which puts me in mind of something that happened to my brother many years ago. He was out in Abu Dhabi on business, and the sheikh he was visiting invited him to the supermarket to buy a sheep's head for dinner, one with good eyes, and they were pushing the trolley up and down the aisles, and there at the end of the aisle was a lad he went to school with. So there's some serendipity for you in March. There's a meeting people from your past. And if any of you have heard of the writer Gurdjieff, he wrote a book called Meetings with Remarkable Men. You might like to Google that. And because we are in Mercury retrograde at the moment, things do visit us from the past. Now this can be, yes, in this lifetime, people and situations from our past, but also past lives. So another thing I was shown in the meditation, in the vision, was some of the things that wish to come and meet you and greet you now are talents and abilities that you have brought through from past lives. And an awful lot of you are going to have your socks shocked off. That was the phrase I was given. They're going to have socks shocked off because they are going to feel that there's some new path for them, for you. And some of you can come to an abrupt halt and say, well, I'm not doing any of that again that I have been doing, because something else is calling me, and the something else is from a previous lifetime. And when you turn and focus on it, it's easy, it's simple, you know it. It's like you're slipping on an old pair of shoes that are familiar, they're so comfortable, you know exactly which direction to go in, and the serendipity will bring you all of the connections that you need to pick up where you left off. That's the phrase I'm getting. So it's not starting brand new, although it is in a sense. You're saying goodbye to an awful lot of old ways of doing things. And it can shock your socks off, but also those around you, because if you suddenly stop doing what you've been doing for a very long time, it can make others around you feel very insecure. But you have this knowingness which says, I know I have to do this. It might sound completely bonkers, but I know that I can't continue the way I've been going, because something bigger and better is literally on my doorstep, and I have to take this opportunity. So you may find yourself in a little bit of a quandary during March, because Mercury will still be retrograde. So be discerning. Do your research. Use your logic, but also your intuition. So allow those parts of your brain, your left and your right brain, to come into harmony, into balance. And when it absolutely feels right, then you can make a move. I would say probably the best time to make the move or decision is the middle of April. That's what it feels like. So with the messages in the sand here, you might see things that I don't see. So this is my interpretation of the doodles. There's a beautiful face there. It looks like a dog to me. So dogs are to do with loyalty and friendship and a pack. So it's a new group of people coming in. So it can be to do with your soul tribe, and people from your past life. So it can be your family and close relationships you've had in a past life showing up again. And it's very familiar. You know them. They know you. It's just, as I say, picking up where you left off. It can throw you into a turmoil because those around you might not be able to understand where you're coming from because you have a new outlook on life. This looks like a bit of a maze. So where you might have felt caught in or restricted inside a maze, there is now a way out. This also looks like fields that have been tilled and planted and all growing new ideas. It's also to do with boundaries. And this looks like three little ducks. All heading off in a new direction. So this is like the three parts of you, mind, body and spirit. But also you may draw to you 2 or 3 people who are on the same page, who you feel absolutely you fit in with each other. You're all headed for the water. So water, as I said, like in the artesian well, it's the same wisdom, the same understanding, the same knowledge. But it can also indicate movement, going across water, going to another land. I feel that for some of you, you may be leaving a cold place, town, country, and heading for a warm one. For some of you, it might just be for a trip, and for others, it's permanent. So you're literally upping sticks and saying goodbye to everything that is familiar. There's a huge excitement. There's a huge sense of, I have to do this. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to land, but I just know it's the right thing for me. Here also is a face, a woman's face. There's the nose and the eyes and the hair. And this feels very much like Venus, the energy of Venus. So at the moment, Venus is very, very close to the moon. You can see it at night time. It's absolutely gorgeous. The brightest star next to the moon. And Venus rules the sign of Libra as well as Taurus. So there may be something coming up for the Libran air signs during the sign of Taurus, during the Taurus season. So it's putting down new roots. Upping sticks, but putting down new roots. The Venus energy is to do with luxury, with wealth, with our bodies, grounding ourselves, bringing things to fruition. It can be the long, hard, slow plod through life. And I feel, as I said at the beginning, that some of you have had a very dry, arid period in your lives when nothing seems to have grown. And now the floodgates are opening. This is like a lily pad on the pond. This, I feel, is a boat. It's been tied to the dock for a while. And what needs to happen is you stock it up with what you need for your journey. However that shows up for you. This looks to me like a tongue sticking out. So, as I said about thirst, the thirst for knowledge, the thirst for wisdom, quenching your thirst, wanting to drink fresh, pure water. So that's the messages the sand is giving me. So now we're going to add some other bits and pieces. So we're going to have some pebbles. Oh, come on. I think we'll have that as well this time. Ooh, there we are. And we'll have some shells. And these are all from the local beach here. Ooh, got quite a few. Right. So I found that apart from working with crystals, that the natural things around me, where I live by the sea, they speak to me too. And as I tune into them on your behalf, they will give us hopefully some interesting messages. So, oh, sorry about that. I had a major coughing fit. So that's clearing of the throat energy. So for some of you, that has been needed. So if something's been stuck in your throat or words have been stuck in your craw, wanting to express yourself in some way, get something off your chest as well, because when things get stuck in our throat, it's not just the throat center, it's things that are lingering around the heart center, and the lungs, because we hold grief in our lungs, sadness, sorrow, not necessarily from someone who has physically died, but from loss, what we've lost in our lives, what we feel we can never regain. So there's a big shift, a huge shift in March for you to be able to express yourself, not necessarily angrily, but to be able to be the witness, the observer, doing it with love rather than with anger, saying what needs to be said, so that you can heal and the other person or persons or situation can heal, and you can all move on. And as I said, if things visit you from the past, which they can during this period, it may be that this is now the right time to heal that relationship, that situation. And it will be a huge relief for all concerned. So looking at the stones and the shells, and my bit of flotsam here, this has all sorts of shapes in it and all sorts of connotations. Oh, look, there's the duck again. There's a duck. Little quack, 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 little duck. So there is a sense here of, there's his little wings. It's time to take off, my lovelies. But you're not on your own. So if you've been on your own for a little while, it's people, it can be humans, but also your angels, your guardians, your guides, your space family, your soul tribe coming in to assist. It's, for some of you, it's been a longing for something or somebody or things to change in your life, the right people to show up. I know that's something that I'm experiencing right now. So sending out an invitation into the ethers, asking my angels, guardians and guides to bring me my soul tribe. I don't want to do this work on my own anymore. I want to be with like-minded folks. And I guess that's what you would like as well. So, with the pebbles, this feels to me like otter energy. And the otter is to do with playfulness and fun and frolicking and coquettishness. So it's being sexy, but not in a frivolous way, but more, if you've been shut down for a while, if things have been dry and arid in your life and you haven't felt terribly good about yourself, there is a saying, when spring comes, a young man's fancy turns to the pretty ladies or the pretty boys. So this is about sprucing yourself up, finding that your mojo's back again, chucking out the old clothes in the wardrobe and buying yourself something new. And just feeling that, the sap rising, that energy of spring is saying, oh, I feel really good again. I feel really good about myself. Okay, and there's another thing here about many years ago, I had a client for a Shiatsu treatment. She came regularly, all over a few months, and she only ever wore black. And black is a very controlling colour, and it is to do with the only people who used to wear black were nuns and priests and those in mourning, and school children, all in uniform, so everybody is exactly the same. There's no one stepping outside of that. And then in I think it was the 1920s or 30s, a French lady called Coco Chanel made the little black dress, and so it became a fashion statement. But if you wear one colour to the detriment of all the others, it holds you in a stagnant pattern. And so this client, when I suggested she wear other colours, oh no, she said, I really couldn't. And I said, well, how about you get some colourful undies? So it's only you know that you're wearing them, and you'll still have your black on the top of that. And or you wear a colourful necklace or a scarf. So just to reintroduce a different energy into your life that's been missing. So when we think of spring, there's daffodils, so the yellow, and that's your solar plexus. And primroses, yellow. So if you feel like buying something a bit more colourful, and then notice how your energy changes. If you feel you can't wear the colours, then have them as flowers in your home or food. So yellow, bananas, oranges. And as you eat those foods, that stimulates the meridians in your body and the energies in your body, your energy centers, to become more active. This beautiful pebble feels like things thawing in your life. So there's ice around the edges, snow and ice and darkness. But I see that as things starting to thaw. Things started to show themselves through the earth. So those bits of yourself that have been in hibernation, put away for a while, not played with. Here we have an oyster shell, but looking at it from this angle, it looks like a tortoise or a turtle. And the tortoise or the turtle, they carry things on their back. He carries his home on his back. So again, for some of you, it may be moving home. For others, it can be unburdening yourself. So taking just what you're wearing, what fits on your back. So it's a bit like the fool in the tarot with his little stick over his shoulder and just a tied up handkerchief with his belongings in. Taking that leap. And also we know what is within the oyster. as a beautiful pearl, but it does take a while for it to form. So things should be coming to you as we move through the seasons of the air signs. So with Aquarius, with Gemini, and with Libra. This I see as a fish's tail, a whale tail. So there's movement, there's again this sense of joy, going back to the duck, the dolphin, the whale. The dolphin especially is about joy and fun, tapping into that energy, playfulness. So if you haven't played in a while, that energy wants to come and greet you again, meet up with you. With these shells, one sitting within the other, and another upturned. So they're mirroring. So these two are open and these two are not exactly closed, but two facing up, two facing down. So I feel with this, it's partnership, it's pairing up, it's bringing new people into your life. It can also be bringing children into your life. So if you meet someone new, they already have children, and vice versa. Or if you wish to have children with somebody. It can also be fur babies, so pets. And this beautiful shell, that looks like the moon to me. So we're coming up to a full moon in Leo, opposite of Aquarius, on the 9th of March. It also looks to me like an embryo. So definitely new beginnings, new starts, new home, new job, new relationship. Everything begins anew. And a lot of it is because you've said goodbye to the past, because you've closed the door, because you've found a strength, an inner knowing that it is time to make those changes and to move on. There's a face in there. It looks like a monkey or an ape. And that says to me again about having some fun, like swinging through the trees, but also family. So very tight-knit family energy. So if you've been on your own or you've found yourself without close ties, there is a family, there is a sense a family energy. Maybe it's not your birth family. It can be your soul family or soul tribe. And it's fun. It's about having fun, laughter, having a giggle. When was the last time you really roared your socks off, had a good old belly laugh? So we'll introduce the objects from the tray and see what messages we have with those. So under the cloth is a tray, lots of different little objects. So I'm going to choose maybe half a dozen. Ooh, snowflake obsidian, that's nice. Oops. Ooh. That's a hagstone. Ooh. Oh, nice. It's a little statue of Kuan Yin. A piece of citrine. We have another one. Love. I think I'll do just one more. Ooh. That's a little Russian doll. So, interesting stuff. Here we have a wand. It's a crystal tipped wand and a stone in the middle, and there's a crystal on the end. So this is very much magician energy. And Mercury. Mercury is known as the messenger of the gods. And this is our ability to manifest things, to make things materialize in our lives. This is also looking at during Mercury retrograde. One aspect of Mercury is called Loki. You may have heard of him. And Loki is the trickster. He's the one who likes to play practical jokes and trip you up and make you look foolish. So just being aware that what it is you wish to manifest will truly serve you for your highest good. And I also get the sense of whatever you start now might not necessarily show up immediately. It might take until the next Mercury retrograde because you might need more information, more or facts, so that you get the whole picture and not just part of it. So then we have snowflake obsidian. So that was very similar to the stone where I said everything is melting. Obsidian is a very powerful stone. There are mirrors made of obsidian, and you have to be able to handle such an energy, because you can look deep within your soul with obsidian, but when it's snowflake, it's a lot softer. You can use it in a more gentle way, so it doesn't bring stuff up that is too hard to handle. So again, things melting, things dissipating in your life that maybe held you back in the past. Now this is lovely. This is a hagstone. So it is a stone that has been drilled through by other stones. So the motion of the ocean and the waves and the other pebbles have rubbed and rubbed and rubbed away, so that it's actually formed a hole right through the stone. So a hagstone is also known as a holy stone, Holey. And they say when you hold and work with a hagstone, you can look into other dimensions, parallel universes. You focus your attention, focus your eye, your inner eyes, and you can see into other worlds. So this is a very powerful time for you during March. If you come across any hagstones, or if you'd like me to supply you with one, then send me an email, amandalifeforce@yahoo.co.uk. I've got lots of them, all shapes and sizes. Powerful little things. You can thread them with a ribbon and wear them around your neck, or you can hang them in your specific areas in your home. They're very nice as gifts too. So here we have Kuan Yin. Get into focus. So they say that she is the female version of Ganesh, the overcomer of obstacles, and that when she died she became a bodhisattva, which means she is enlightened, but she decided not to go on to the higher levels of existence, but she's sticking around to assist us in our ascension. So calling on beautiful Kuan Yin energy. If you are thirsting for knowledge, if you wish to move past certain obstacles that you've had in your life. She's very gentle, but she's also extremely powerful. And then this is citrine. So citrine is a stone. It's a yellowy green, beautiful. By the candle, beautiful yellowy green stone, and it is associated with abundance. I always carry one in my purse, and it's said that it will ensure a flow of money into my life. And then we have a lovely pebble with the word love written on it. So for a lot of you, I feel that coming out of the desert, the emotional desert, towards this beautiful oasis that's beckoning you, is initially about self-love, loving yourself, extreme self-care, giving to yourself before you give to others, recognizing when to close the door or doors on certain people or situations in your life because they no longer serve you or them. Putting love in the mix in all that you do. And then the final little object, as I say, is this little Russian doll. So this is to do with layers and layers and layers. So our different bodies, energetic bodies, our emotional body, our pain body, our mental body, our spiritual body, our physical body, all of our bodies. And how when we learn to love ourselves, we can release all those things that we've pushed down inside of ourselves and squished. This is also acknowledging how powerful you are, that you have all of these abilities inside of you, and it's now time for them all to be revealed. Maybe not all in one go, because that can be overwhelming, but to acknowledge that they're there and to call on all of your guides and guardians and angels and soul tribe. Because once you acknowledge it in yourself, you will see it showing up externally in others. And that's when you recognize in others that they are part of your soul family. So we'll end with some letters of the alphabet. They may represent the initials of people that you are yet to meet. So we have a T. G. A B. Let's forget any numbers. Oh, there you are, and a 6. 6 that way and a 9 that way. Okay, so 6 would be June. 9 would be September, Libra. So 6 would be Gemini, 9 would be Libra, and 6 is a number associated with moving forward in life, So where you've been stuck, this is really moving forward now. It's balance, responsibility and love. It is said in numerology that the 6 looks like a pregnant lady. So whatever it is you wish to give birth to. And as a 9, someone with a very big head, but not big-headed, but with intelligence, with knowledge, with wisdom. So over these next few months, it's giving birth to the new you and unearthing a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, and being able to share that with others. So some of you might feel you want to study something, or take a course, or get a diploma. So we have the letters B, G, and T. So they can be the initials of someone you have yet to meet. They can be part of your soul family, your soul tribe, whatever that represents to you. So my lovely air signs, Aquarius, Gemini and Libra, I hope this has been of some interest to you and you found it fun. I'd love to hear your comments, so put something down below if you'd like to, and if you feel drawn to, please subscribe and like and share. That really helps the channel to grow and my messages to reach those who would really benefit from it. So until next time, thanks for watching. Lots of love to you all. Bye for now.